Alright, I'm ready.
Yep, let's go punch Strahd's stupid face.
That's a goal. Oh yeah, we were.
How are they not going to punch him in the face?
Last time on Strahd, you punched her in the face.
Yeah,
You said,
all of us.
we don't care about your stupid prize. And you punch him in the nose, and he goes, "Oh, my nose!"
More like curse of nerd.
Oh!
Ran off crying.
Runs back to Barovia. To his castle. Oh, dear diary, they were so mean to me today. I just tried to be your friend.
Which is the Castle of Strawberry.
Oh, is that what it is? Strawberry. They called me Strawberry.
How mean!
Oh, I don't know how to take that. Oh, my little Strawberry. Oh, Kai's got an idea. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that.
Oh,
boy.
Gosh.
It's always terrifying when you inspire an artist.
No, something to do in the game. Anyway,
Even
last
better.
time on Curse of Strawberry. With the ritual atop Gester Hill disrupted, you meet Strahd at the Whispering Wall. He congratulates you on your victory against the Druids, but before he gives you your prize, he is curious if you can withstand the temptations from within the mist. Those who enter are given a vision of your perfect life. But, as soon as you are getting comfortable in the dream, an exit appears and you are given the choice to leave. Strahd gives those who entered the wall and returned a small trinket as a reward. The ghost Cavan gives you more information about himself, and most important, that the mountain folk village of Soldav in Solnoka Pass. I put a period
Weird
there.
fantasy names. Ah.
Yeah. But the people in the village there know how to cleanse Strahd's connection to the land of Barovia, where he gains his power. But to do so, you must present a symbol of the Ladies Three and obtain the ancient religion of the first people of Barovia, and obtain a magical spear now located below Castle Ravenloft as a sign of good faith. Back at the Wizard of Wines, Davian reveals the Keeper of the Feather true nature of were-ravens, and gives you a whistle that can summon one of their nearby agents. Muriel says she was spying on Strahd during his Taroka card reading, and you find he seems to be planning for something, as many of the prophecies line up to events you have witnessed. You agree to escort the wine shipment to the nearby village of Krezk and rest up before exploring Argynvostholt. And, as I said a few days ago, that I made kind of a big oversight when, way back near the start during your Taroka card reading with Madame Ava. Mostly my own fault, but the guide I was using was referencing the pages of the book with prophecy passages, and I thought I wasn't supposed to read it to the group. I thought it was supposed to be vague, and not really, you're not really supposed to know. But as I kept reading ahead, you were supposed to know them. So I'm going to retroactively, not back up 20 sessions.
Oh, we got to start over.
Yeah.
And we get a letter from a carrier pigeon from Madame Ava. Oh yeah, I forgot to give you these other cards in the reading.
I had a brain fart. Oh, granny voice. I had a brain fart and
they fell under the table.
Fell under the table. I couldn't read them. The weird part is it gave some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, so, I have some written down.
So, before you go off to Krezk, what's her face? Irina. And says, now that we're back on the road again, I feel like we should have a game plan. And I've been thinking about the prophecy and what we definitely heard and not retconning in. Of course I haven't them memorized. And she does say, to learn more information about Strahd, the reading said, I see an ancient foe of an old and noble house. A wandering soul will lead you to him. And upon reflection, that is obviously referring to the Wagner's. And she turns to Vio, saying that
Sounds right.
that tome you received surely has some of Strahd's secrets, or at least history that could help us.
Oh yeah. I mean, so much has happened since we got it. I almost forgot we have it.
Once we have a moment, you have to attempt to open that up again. I almost fear what's inside, to be honest.
Hopefully it's legible and not some magic script that we need to travel across Barovia to be able to uncover.
Or even worse, Strahd's the only one who can read it.
Freaking Strahdese. Speaking of traveling across Barovia, this Madame Ava said this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. And when Mr. Markov was talking about the holy symbol of Ravenkind, he said that was a symbol of hope.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
I don't know what came over me. I've never sneezed before.
Oh, character growth.
Sorry, go ahead.
But that said, look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night. Mother Night is, of course, the inverse of the Morning Lord here in Barovia. But this is definitely of great importance.
Den of wolves. What could be in the wolf den that could be of any importance to us?
What's important is the next prophecy, which referenced a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
That sounds very important.
Yeah.
What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors.
That one was exceptionally vague. Haven't run into any of those yet.
I have heard some people mention something called an amber temple. Could be related. But I believe this should be our next priority, since that's where we're heading. Saying this card will shed light on one that will help you greatly in your battle against darkness. She said if Vistani wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor. She does not stay in one place for long. Seek her out at St. Markov's Abbey, near the Mist. And that, of course, is in Krezk, where we're heading.
Oh, useful then.
I know the father in Barovia said we should go there for safe haven. And this one is where to find our foe. And it says, look to great heights, find the beating heart of the castle. He waits nearby. Now that one, I don't have any inkling of what it could mean.
We pretty much already know where he is, or at least where he lives.
Perhaps this is where our fated confrontation with Strahd is to be held.
At the heart of the castle, and a little more metaphorical than the others.
Yes, I'm curious to what that means. Notice it doesn't say at the dinner table. I don't think Madame Ava foresaw us fighting Strahd over tea.
It's usually best to wait 30 minutes anyway.
But when we're in Krezk, we should ask about this Vistani woman and check out the abbey.
I see no reason not to.
But of course you already knew that because weeks ago you got a prophecy saying all that.
I remember. It was pretty cool.
I didn't remember. I'm glad you told me again.
It's all the incense made us all drowsy and we just forgot the important parts.
I mean, it was very much, we were just kind of putting out fires as they came instead of looking at the long game.
I think that may be a good thing to do, the long game. We are to rid this land of Strahd once and for all and return all of you home and free Barovia from the mist.
And find who killed me?
Yes. And make sure that you don't get in his clutches.
I appreciate that. I would like to say that I understand I am not compatible with the liveliness of you all.
I
but
think
I
she may be
appreciate you putting up with me. I hope you see me as one of you in a sense or two.
You are.
Oh. Yes. Via, what do you think?
Allies are far and few between here. You have been one of our better ones.
You are all my oldest friends. 3 weeks.
That's nice, but also heartbreaking. Many ways, Vogelsuch. I have been quite curt with you many occasions, but I've also been very impressed with your honesty and integrity. Of what little hole you have, you cling to it entirely.
I have little reason to be dishonest.
Very resolute.
Thank you very
Unlike
much.
this one guy, we won't even get into it, but he said he was one thing, turned out he was a cult follower, got absorbed by body when we got here. It was really quite a thing. Good thing you're nothing like him.
One of those snakes in the grass, I heard. The joke was that he was a Yanti. He was a snake person.
You're doing the rambling thing.
Yeah, thank you.
You told me to warn you.
But I'm in character. No, it's okay.
Okay. Speaking of Vogel, when we approach the village, you should don your disguise again. We don't want to arouse suspicion.
Should I become Strahd himself?
No, bad idea. But
very well.
Everyone in Barovia is wary of outsiders and
mocking scarecrows.
She is. Yeah, not a very common sight. Or a little too common on the roads where there's danger.
Okay. When we get close, I'll use disguise self, because that one lasts an hour, and you can only do it once per long rest.
Yeah, you can actually get an actual disguise and not just put a cloak on or whatever.
Yeah, I might need that, so... When we get to town, I'll don disguise self, or I'll use disguise self, and then I'll look for something I can use as a proper disguise. Or if we have something here at the White House, I can look around.
If only we asked Blinksy for one.
What a missed opportunity.
They're all too big, though.
Yeah.
He's a pretty big guy.
Could I actually do that? Could I do something here to find a disguise that would stop me from looking like a scarecrow?
Oh yeah,
we have plenty of supplies and stuff.
They definitely have extra clothes you can borrow if you want to disguise yourself a little more. I mean, I always imagine that your art shows you all full of hay and stuff, but I imagine you're wearing like a cloak and a hood to help disguise yourself a little more.
I would also think that he doesn't care. He's not had a reason to, and this is obviously a reason now. So,
Well, I think your companions said like, "Hey, this is a good idea."
Okay. I'll add a disguise kit to my thing, and this will just be the disguise that I got from here or something like that. So does that sound fair?
Yep, sounds fair. You can borrow some of one of the brothers' old clothes. You notice that they're adorned with feathers in many locations, like raven feathers, and he says, "This doesn't mean you're a member of the order just because you're wearing our clothes."
Of course, I won't besmirch the name of your organization if such a
And remember, we are a secret
scenario
organization.
arises. As such, I will not besmirch it. Turn it inside out or something. Hide the embroideries. Perhaps your secret organization shouldn't have uniforms?
Well, that's how we know who our allies are, is with clothes with feathers on them.
Have you considered a secret handshake?
No, we have not. We have not considered.
Hard to do that when we're in bird form.
Doing that like death spiral thing that eagles do.
Yeah, they do like the spread wings and dance thing.
Oh right, we also have a keeper's whistle now. I added that as a group item, but I have it in my inventory.
Yes, you can use that to if any of our agents are nearby, and now that the skies are free, we can move around more freely. We can come to your aid. Don't blow it now, because we're right here. Don't blow it 5 minutes after we leave.
Very well.
Do you even have lung capacity? Can you even blow that whistle?
We're not really sure how he talks.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure he stops either.
I'll pick up a dandelion and then I will try to blow the seeds off. Can I do it, Joey?
I think. You don't need to breathe at all, I don't think. Reborn?
I do not need to breathe or eat or...
I don't think you've been breathing this entire time.
Okay.
So.
Magical voice then.
Yeah.
It's just like the Mort from Discworld where he just kind of projects his voice into your head.
Not quite telekinesis, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Telepathic.
I forget, have you lowered your mask?
Telekinesis, telepathic.
Yes. I know somebody asked, like, hey, what do you look like under there? And then
The
they
teeth
regretted
check.
it.
We had to do teeth checks.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah, it was all. I think we convinced them not to do him because we weren't sure what was underneath. But yeah, they asked you to escort a wine shipment to Krezk with them. Which I think is a good idea.
I mean, that's way easier than fighting one of Strahd's brides. So yeah.
Oh, you have to tell me
Don't
all
speak
about
too
that.
early, Grude. We don't know that yet.
So.
And then, yes, once we do this, then we'll go to Argynvost.
Alright, I can... I've waited this long. What is a few days longer?
Yeah, so you're basically at the area where the road splits off and Argynvost Holt is to the east here. But you get to what about this? You get to the Luna River Bridge, where you saw the Revenant on the far side, but you had no need to go there.
Well, we're going to Krezk with the cask, right?
Yes.
This is a different one, because we did encounter one that we talked to.
Yeah, this is a different bridge.
Yeah.
And the art looks like another bridge you cross, but it's oh sorry, this is the Raven River bridge.
Okay.
Crossroads.
Does the Revenant look like this sort of undead soldier, or does it look like a scarecrow like Vogelsuch is?
Looks like a soldier.
Hmm.
Wouldn't you like to look like a scarecrow? But the Amarkovs, who was one of the brothers and the brother-in-law, I believe, kind of stops when we get to the bridge. He goes, "It's one of those Revenant, Argynvost Holt Revenants. They've been more frequent past few months."
He seems to be on guard duty.
Encountered them before.
Not
They seem to not be hostile.
Perhaps we should go up and engage in conversation?
Oh, sounds like you volunteered.
I have no reason not to. And Vogelsuch will start heading towards the Revenant. Does he make any sort of motion of defense or readying a weapon?
No, he has his sword out, no hilt up, head lowered. But as you step on the bridge, he looks up and goes, "Be you enemies of Strahd?"
No, I am no enemy of Strahd. We just talked to him the other day, and we've been invited to his castle to dine.
Tell him yes.
That sounds like you have a familiarity with him.
Oh, I mixed them up. Yes, you're right. My bad, Vio. Sorry, Bun. Does he? How does he react to that? Because I did say it.
He says it sounds like you have a familiarity with him.
But he does not know our true intentions.
And what are those intentions?
They do not align with his.
Was that a hanging sentence or was that another sentence?
They do not align with his, so...
Does not align with his intentions?
Yeah.
Our intentions do not align with his intentions. That's what I meant.
He says, "If you be enemies of Strahd, I suggest you head to Argynvost Holt."
We will be heading there eventually. This is our next destination.
He nods.
Have
Hey,
you been here long? Start engaging in conversation.
He's silent for a moment. But he says, see if there's anything special with this one. He says, "I stand watch here ever since we spoke against our commanding officer."
Have you slain many who attempt to cross?
Shakes his head no.
You are doing a good job.
But if our goals align, seek out Sir Godfrey William at Argynvost Holt to the southeast. Might
Sir
find
Godfrey William. Very well.
it's mentioned. Heard it before in the other Revenant.
William.
William?
William. Weird. Very fantasy name. Then, may we pass?
It's a free Barovia. And he steps aside. So to speak.
Vogelsuch will turn back.
Who are you
I
voting for in the
believe-
election?
Strahd. Believe he's the only one on the ballot. I think last election I voted for Buchanan by accident, but it's okay.
You're throwing your vote away. I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Maybe Barovia doesn't have the two-party system.
Maybe it's like Canada has a large party system, but there's really only 4, but there's only 2 that get in.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty much the same here.
they've got the multi-party system and the two-party system have their own problems.
Do you have a communist party or a political party that's specifically only for making marijuana legal, even though it is legal, but they're still around?
We probably do, honestly, that are smaller third parties. I don't know how niche they get, but
Isn't that the Green Party?
No, that's not.
more
They're called the Rhino Party.
I want to
get
vote for
rolling
the
as
Rhino
estimate.
Party. Do they have any
I know,
cool,
they sound cool, right?
Do they have any cool skateboard trick parties? I want to vote for them.
Look, we need
Like,
Lord
probably.
Buckethead like they have over in England.
But this revenant eyes the
Back to
the wine cart and goes, shipments are running again, I see.
We have made sure of that. Helped.
Then you were responsible for the lessened druid activity recently.
I assume news gets around quickly in Barovia. But yes, we can take some credit for that.
Then the roads will at least be a little safer.
And full of wine. Do you partake?
He eyes the wine. Go. I have not partook in the taste of wine in centuries.
I myself merely hold the wine glass. It's satisfying enough. But no drinking while on duty. And I'll return to the group.
Found a new best friend?
Oh, I think I hate him. But he's nice enough.
Called me cringe.
So we're good to move across then?
Yes. And we have a bit of a reputation now for clearing the druid problem.
Wonder who we have to thank for that reputation.
So as you head further north, you notice a decrease in temperature, and there's actually snow. Snow begins to accumulate on the ground the closer you get to Krezk. So the air grows colder as you
Canada here.
The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flanked a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name, Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously.
I'm sure if we tell them we come bearing wine, that they would be more welcoming.
Yeah, so you see like what the art here depicts. The walled town, but on the hill above you do see a large building which Irina says must be the Abbey of Saint Markovia. It seems like the only way you can get to the Abbey is through the village.
Don't forget your disguise.
That's right. We'll go ahead and put on the cloak and kind of cover things up. Give myself a face mask, make sure I'm protected from COVID, put on some sunglasses. Perfect.
Don't want to get snow blindness, even though there's no sun.
Do you think anyone will think I'm 3 kids in a trench coat?
Hopefully not.
Well, you kind of walk on, but...
I assume that's how you've been moving this whole time? It's just like a weird off, like, balance.
Yeah, it's not very refined. Plus, he's made of straw. He doesn't have a lot of, weight.
I guess he looks like that he's somebody that does not like cold weather. Especially next to Grude with his shirt still open.
Yo!
Deez is freezing his acorns off.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it living in your beard?
I guess he actually be pretty
Yeah, it's
good.
pretty cozy.
Over there.
But one of the guards declares halt as you approach. But as he gets a sight of the wine cart, he goes, Elder, Dag, is that you? Finally. We thought the worst happened at the winery. We've been without shipment for weeks. And Dad goes, well, you have these fine folk to thank for it. He gestures to the party. And he goes, they're trusted friends. And,
Hello! Just waving.
Yeah, the guard nods.
Yo!
He says, usually need permission from the Burgermeister to allow outsiders into the town. But if they're friends of the winery, then let them through. He kind of links his spear against the ground, like clank, clank. And a moment later, the doors begin to open.
It's like he asked for the doors to open and then he ran down there to open the doors and not let them know.
But Markos will say, Krezk doesn't have a tavern or an inn, so we'll be making our deliveries to the people in the town personally. You should seek out the Burgermeister. He's an old friend of the family's. He says,
Sounds okay.
Burgermeister. Whatchamacallit?
Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Why isn't his thing on the page here? Dmitry Krezkov.
That sounds like a politician's name.
It's very politicians. Should stick you this page. Yep. It says Burgermeister Dmitry Krezkov and his wife Anna Kreskova, saying they're very good people. Saying you. And as you walk into I'll read the description. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between lands and snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. The northeast gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. Another curious thing about 2 is you can actually make out the mist that surround Barovia not too far away from the village. Not like right up against it, but it's close enough to be visible and like ever present.
I like a wall.
Yeah,
Just
it's still pretty far away, but it's enough that it's an ever constant landmark of this town. Markov say this town is completely self-sufficient. Beside the wine shipments, they grow their own food, their own livestock. They have a source of water within the walls.
pretty useful.
Very convenient.
And you're definitely getting some looks from some of the villagers going about their business, like little whispers, which you're mostly used to. And they say, not used to outsiders even more than Velaki.
But we come bearing wine, as Vogelsuch tries to put on a fake voice.
And
Surely
surprisingly,
that's enough.
less effort to get in.
Well,
Didn't even have to show our teeth.
to be honest, if it wasn't for our endorsement, you might have had a hard time.
No, obviously, yes.
We're kind of famous around here.
Gee,
That's
I
why.
wonder why.
But they set up their wine cart kind of near a shrine near the middle of town. We should probably start distributing these. And he points to the largest cottage in town, which is still very modest compared to the Burgermeister mansions that you see in the other villages. And he says, that's where Burgermeister Krezk and his family live. Saying if you seek shelter for tonight, that's probably your best bet. I hear if you help out around the house, they're more than welcome to offer a spare room, or at least a place in one of the barns.
Sounds amicable. Should we visit them first, or should we go visit the abbey?
Heard rumors about that abbey and about the man who lives there. Some disturbing things. And I'm looking in the Krezk lore section.
Anyone else's opinions?
Yeah, he doesn't say necessarily disturbing things. He goes, not much is known about the man who keeps the abbey now. He's only known as the Abbot. From what I hear, he's been there for over a century.
It's pretty long time.
But there have been, well, I guess there's a little bit of rumors. There's some people believe that since he's such long-lived, he's actually a vampire spawn and an agent, an ally of Strahd. I don't know how much I believe that, but there's not many other explanations. Yes, me.
I mean, does he look it? Does he look over 100? Like that could be a red flag or a green flag right there.
I've never laid eyes on him. But
That's like an extra weird thing.
people believe that because they've never seen him age after years and years and decades.
Well, I'm 170, so
So you're also an elf.
maybe he is too.
It's possible, but I think people would notice the ears.
What hats are for? But good point.
Of course, he's been wearing a hat this whole time.
His like irregular abbot hat that particularly covered his ears, opposed to other abbot hats.
It's oversized, so it just covers half his head.
Irina says to you, though, that's where the prophecy said our ally would be.
Perhaps that is where we should go next.
Yes, it's your call.
Uh,
I
then again, the Burgermeister might find it insulting if we don't greet ourselves before we start meddling.
Yes, he
would agree.
probably wants to be made aware of visitors to his town.
Right.
Since we
And
came
We might get those
uninvited.
those poor gods in trouble. We don't tell them why they let us in.
And it's closer.
yeah, we should drop off the wine.
You see a guard speaking to a man in front of Burgermeister's cabin, actually, as you approach. Seems to be feeling him in. You see this wonderful-looking man. And as the guard's kind of giving the rundown, he turns his attention to you and gives a nod.
Wave.
You see him take a deep breath. Ooh. Start to walk forward.
I don't really want to do this. Kind of look.
More politics. Hope he doesn't ask us to overthrow the government.
Again.
Not again.
Hope he doesn't have a
I don't
daughter
see any
trapped in a
people with
painting.
flaming arms.
Yeah, no flaming. Yeah, no flaming people with flaming arms or posters or anything.
Or children with severed souls.
Yeah. But this dark-skinned man does walk up to you and go, "Greetings and welcome to Krezk." He goes, "My name is Baron Demetri Krezkov." And he gives a bow and he goes, "At your service."
Vogelsuch will lightly bow back.
Same with Minerva.
He gives you a kind of eyes everyone over. He goes, "It has been a long time since I seen outsiders from beyond the mist. And never a group this diverse."
Well, I guess we're mostly... Are we mostly human? We're not even mostly human, actually.
Beyond the Mists have a rather large variety of peoples.
Oh, that I hear. And you, I definitely recognize with that red hair of yours. And he says, he bows to Irina. He goes, Madam Irina Qualiana. He goes, "You may not know this, but we met once when you were but a child." She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just don't remember." He goes, "Oh, it's quite okay." "But you must be... all must be very cold. Please, come inside." He gestures to his cabin.
I must say, I thank you for the hospitality.
Head on into the ski lodge and enjoy some hot cocoa.
Yeah. We have hot cocoa.
You have cocoa here?
I'm just kidding. We don't have cocoa.
Check out this new invention I invented. I called it the snowboard. It's gonna be big.
And I
Whoa,
thought this town had everything it needed.
The cottage before you is the largest structure you've seen within the village, but still modest in its design. Its outer walls are constructed of sturdy pine logs, weathered by time but well maintained. A thick thatch roof slopes gently above, crowned by a stone chimney from which thin wisps of smoke rises into the air. The windows are small but adorned with simple lace curtains, offering a glimpse of a warmer interior. Nearby, a fenced-in area reveals a small garden. The earth freshly turned and bearing a variety of herbs and vegetables. To one side of the cottage, a narrow path leads to a small family graveyard, its tombstones casting long shadows in the gray light. He opens up the door and it's like oh, please, after you.
Walk in.
Yeah, head on in.
The heavy wooden door creaks open to reveal an entryway with a worn rug underfoot. The scent of pine wood mingles with the earthy aroma of burning logs from a nearby fireplace. And a simple wooden table sits beside the door, holding a bowl filled with small trinkets. A mounted hand-carved board holds 2 hanging coats, one size for an adult and one for a young child, with 2 pairs of boots hanging beneath the coats. 2 additional empty pegs jut from the board beside them.
We're not intruding.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. And he removes his snowy boots and places them on the peg and puts his coat on one of the empty areas. But if you don't mind, if don't want to track mud into the home, or else Anna will like last time I did that, Anna gave me an earful. So I learned my lesson, even though, even after all these years, I still falter.
And did he remove boots or just kick them clean?
Remove the boots, yeah.
Okay. Via will follow such.
So will I.
I don't know if Grude has boots.
Yeah, I don't. Does Grude wear shoes at all? Or are they flip flops or something?
Actually, maybe I'd be like a flip flop type thing. Birkenstock.
Flip-flop kind of deal.
Vogelsuch will not remove any clothing.
He kind of like gives a little look downward and goes, well, very well. I imagine Grude's feet are still all muddy. But Dimitri will call out, Anna, dear, we have guests. And that will walk. Middle-aged woman. Yes, Dimitri, we weren't expecting guests, and she looks at the group and goes, oh my, guests indeed. And she says, well, make yourself at home. You must be travelers. Dimitri, why do we have outsiders in our home? I was like, Anna, they friends of the winery. And we have no inn in town. I wanted to get them out of the cold. She nods, of course. Make yourself at home. And it's a very, very modest cabin. You notice that the dining room and a small living room are like joined basically in one large room. There's a small doorway to what you can see is a kitchen, and three other bedrooms.
I'm wondering if there's even enough chairs for everyone.
There's actually not enough chairs at the kitchen table, but there is furniture in the living room.
When was the last time we ate?
Probably when we were at the winery.
Well, you all look starved, you must join us for dinner tonight.
Are you sure? I know this is short notice.
Oh, please. We insist.
I mean, I can't say no. I can't remember the last time we've had a good sit-down meal.
We don't have much, but we should be able to make do with one more guest tonight. But don't expect a free meal. Oh no. He goes, if you can help us with the chores, then we'll be more than happy to have you for dinner tonight.
Really, that's not that bad. As long as your chores aren't getting rid of a group of hags and a creature in an ether realm.
No, I was thinking more helping weed the garden and feeding the chickens and fetching a bucket of milk from the neighbor.
Those are like my favorite things to do.
Also, imagine you gave them their names. I forgot to do that, but... And if one of you wishes to help in the kitchen, that will be a great help. As I prepare for the evening meal.
I'll volunteer for that.
Too kind of Vio, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
She will gesture to the kitchen. He goes, you can find the garden in the back. Next to the graveyard, next to the animal pens. And if one of you wishes to go to, the name, we have a neighbor down the road, a Katrina Dolgoff. A recent widow, very sad. But she does have a cow that gives the most delicious milk. You can find her by the freshwater pool.
Alright, so Vio is helping her with in the kitchen. I'm assuming Grude is going to help with the weeds.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be Minerva or Vogel that's going to go to the neighbor?
They're
The
two
two
social
best
people.
social people.
You also have to feed the chickens.
I think I'll feed the... I'm joking. I'm gonna go talk to the neighbor.
Okay.
Vogel goes to the chickens. They never make eggs again.
I shall give the chickens sustenance.
Chickens require sustenance. She'll say to you, Vogel, it's like, oh, and if you, see our daughter, Kala, please say to get out of the cold. Catch a cold.
Does your daughter run outside often?
Children will be children.
Which way to the chickens, then?
She gestures to the back of the cabin.
Head that way.
Okay. We'll do... This rinse inside, we'll do the kitchen first. Let's see here. I guess it's like the kitchen is part of the dining area. A large wooden table stands in the center, surrounded by chairs covered with simple checkerboard tablecloth. Copper pots and pans hang from hooks above the stone hearth, and a variety of herbs dry from a wooden rack on the wall. An open window allows a cool breeze into the space, and a small pile of birdseed rests upon the windowsill. And Anna will gesture to the food storage. The number of vegetables. He goes, We have some very tasty carrots and potatoes that we need to prepare for the soup tonight.
Very well. He'll collect the necessary vegetables and start assisting with peeling.
And don't tell my husband, but I obtained a nutmeg from a Vistani caravan that traveled here recently. I think that will add an extra spice to the milk.
Sounds like quite the surprise.
Yes.
Sounds like it'll be very warming for this weather, too.
Okay, so yeah, there's this table in the kitchen. It's not the other area.
Yeah.
I'll read the dining room, living area though. This large room is divided into two halves: a dining room and a living room. In the dining room, walls of aged pine softly absorb the flickering light from a wrought iron chandelier that hangs overhead, its candles casting a cozy glow. A sideboard against one wall holds a variety of ceramic dishes and wooden utensils, as well as a few clay jars that might contain preserves or spices. The center of the room is dominated by a wooden table crafted of solid oak, its sides carved with patterns of forest leaves curled around crescents, circles, and oblong shapes. 6 hand-carved wooden chairs sit around the table. A stone fireplace dominates the wall on the opposite side of the chamber, crackling softly as it bathes the space in warm, flickering glow. A few well-worn chairs and a sofa huddle around the low wooden coffee table nearby, and shelves along the walls hold an assortment of books, family portraits, and a small, whittled wooden sculptures.
All in all, a home.
It is a home.
Super cozy.
So if you want to, before you leave, anything you want to look at in this room.
Because I'd like to see the whittled stuff, as it's like a craft type
Okay.
thing. That...
Yep, whittled wooden sculptures. This is mostly a variety of woodland animals, like bears, wolves, owls.
These are very wonderful, Baroness.
It's like, oh, yes, my husband is quite the wood carver.
Surprised he has spare time having to run a place in this area.
Imagine it keeps him sane.
They are very lovely.
Small wooden wolves and ravens and a carved wooden sun and moon.
Do they like interlock? The sun and moon, or are they separate?
It's like part of the same sculpture.
Yeah.
It's almost like you see one that's like the inverse, where it's the moon's on top and the sun's on bottom, and then another one's just reversed.
Yeah.
And also, when you're kind of looking around, you notice that the patterns on the table are phases of the moon. So those are the interlocking circles.
Oh, I see. He can't keep his whittling tools just to the carvings. Seems to be some wonderful work done on the table.
Yes, it's a beautiful pattern.
Which moon are we in now, do you think?
See, there's just a full moon. Whatever comes after a full moon.
Yeah, so it'd just be like the one where it's just a
It's
little bit
waning.
less. Is it starts waning?
Waning moon.
Waning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing you have learned in Barovia is that the moon cycles are very fast. It's 2 weeks to do a full cycle.
Oh.
Yeah.
But is it also like you can see the moon but you can't see the sun?
It's I would imagine no, not really, but it's one of those things where you catch peeks of it, you know.
It's just like it's just generally brighter because there's something there, then
Yeah.
it goes away. Yeah.
It's not real physics. It's gothic horror theming.
So who was? To be honest, the trip to get the cow milk is mostly uneventful. You do see
I'll go do that in the background then.
yeah, it's further deeper into the town next to the fresh water sources. This woman's cottage, and she is very soft-spoken and reserved. They said she's a widower, and you can tell that she's grieving.
The one time Minerva becomes a chatterbox because nobody else is talking.
Yeah. Let's just say, the cow's in the back. You do know how to milk a cow, don't you?
Absolutely not. I have never milked a cow before.
Oh dear. Then let me show you.
Go through a cow milking montage.
You have a cow milking montage and lesson.
I am disturbingly imagining like the pottery scene from Ghost, but
Yeah.
with cow udders.
You and Vogel, though, will go out to the back. One to weed the garden, one to feed the
Chickens.
chickens. The grunting of pigs and clucking of chickens fill the area. Straw covers the floor. A scarecrow is murdered here. And wooden fences separate a pair of pens, which lie next to a trio of large chicken coops. A few lanterns hang from the ceiling, providing dim light, and a thick barn-style door leads out to the yard beyond. And who's doing the chickens?
It was Vogelsuch. So
Vogelsuch, yeah.
look around for chicken feed if there's a dispenser or something. I'm not sure how farms work.
Yeah, you find a bag of feed. And how does Vogel go about feeding chickens? Curious.
So he'll kind of like take the bag out to the front of the coops where I assume the chickens probably are taking refuge due to the cold. He'll just kind of go like, bok, 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 soup's on. Just start like tossing it in front of the coop.
Chickens start to scatter and start to greedily eat up the feed, the seeds.
Yes, bok. No one understands me like you do.
We are best friends. Just imagine, like...
I learned summon chicken.
You, like, kneeling down, just, like, staring at the chickens as they eat their food, and they occasionally look at you, like, tilt their head to start eating.
We're both doing the same sort of, like, bird head movement.
Yeah.
You come back in with a bunch of chickens in your arms and like, good news, everyone. We have more companions for our quest.
I have only met these chickens today, but I will die for them.
Which one of you killed me?
It was
Did
me,
you balk
Papa.
me?
Which one of you balked me?
I take out my scythe and just slice it up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I imagine if there's not much difficulty to just throwing feed at chickens.
Yeah, I was wondering if you throw them at them or in front of them. You just pour out the whole bag.
Yeah.
Just dumps it in front of them.
Their eyes just go wide and go, wow.
That'll fatten you up. You know you're being used for your eggs or your meat. No, you don't, because you're chickens. Ugh. So weird.
One walks up to you and nuzzles you.
Just kind of like look confusedly at it because
And then
it's
take some of your straw.
livestock.
Some of them take straw. One of them takes a piece of straw from your pants leg and begins eating it.
I pick it up and I kind of like gently toss it to the other side of the room. I don't want to be violent to the chickens because I see what happens to Link when he attacks the cuckoos. But yeah, if there's not much more to it, like it's pretty much just awkwardly like chickens staring at Vogel and Vogelsuch staring back at chickens and the occasional balk from either of them. And that'll be it.
Give me a
Animal handling.
What's your passive perception, Vogel?
Passive perception is 10.
10.
I'm not very perceptive, investigative, or insighty.
From your perspective, you can see the window to the kitchen. You see a small robin flutter down onto the windowsill, pecking quietly at the birdseed. And you can just see Dimitri and Anna from the window, close to the bird.
Is there anything interesting about... Well, actually, first off, do I see the daughter anywhere? Because I forgot I was supposed to tell her to go inside.
She's probably closer to the garden, just further out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
It's a Grude.
But then I'll take a look at the robin and I'll take a look at the let's go into the window. Why not?
You can see that they're whispering.
Can I 2001 read their lips? Like how?
You can give me a perception check. See if you can
See something
make
real
out
quick.
what's happening.
Checking ability real quick. Okay, yeah, just perception then. Good old +0. 5.
5. Yeah, either you don't choose to go closer, or you can't make out what they're saying. But just from your vantage, you can see them whispering and then look a little distressed as the bird, the robin, flies away.
Well, he doesn't get any information from that other than people are whispering. So,
do I notice anything? Because I think I'm in the kitchen.
From your perspective, let's go backwards. When the robin arrives, Anna asks you, "Oh, Bo dear, can you help set the table?"
Of course. Begins doing that, but also just a reminder, past perception 18.
18, yeah. And you see Dimitri kind of walk past you, and you very noticeably, like, their eyes kind of go towards the windowsill, and they close the door.
Okay.
But if you wish to try to eavesdrop,
No.
passive
Just
perception though,
light.
you can definitely tell that they're having a conversation.
nothing wrong with talking about things with each other.
For now.
But give me a... Let's fast forward just a little bit since you remind me. Give me a nature check, Vio.
Uh, 10.
10. All right. At one point, when you were getting stuff ready, you did see a mortar that contains a faint ground powder colored in vibrant shade of purple. But with that nature check, you weren't able to tell what it is. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around in time here, but kind of jumped around a little bit.
Barovia, that's how it works.
So when you were preparing, you found like something you didn't recognize. That's colored purple. It wasn't hidden per se, but it's kind of like an odor kind of led you to it when you were helping prepared.
And it's definitely not nutmeg.
Not nutmeg. All right, so you do not eavesdrop?
No.
Okay.
They haven't given me pause to mistrust them yet.
A few moments pass, and when the doors open again, the attitude has definitely changed a little bit. Anna looks a little upset. And so does Dimitri, but he looks more kind of a little angry.
Anything wrong?
Oh. No, everything's... We'll be okay. Me and my husband just have disagreements on certain events that transpired recently.
Quite a many of those seem to be taking place recently. If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know.
Oh, no. You are guests in our house. And, she does say quietly, our son has... But we don't want to be any secrets between us. We're hiding something. Our son has gone missing recently. And, well, there's complications involved with that. But it is family matters, and don't let it intrude on your stay here.
No worries, though we have a habit of helping with intrusions of that kind. But maybe after dinner.
She kind of like nods awkwardly. It's like, I insist. It's a personal matter.
I won't pry.
Now, where were we? Oh, nutmeg. Your friend should be back soon with the milk. If she hadn't have any problems, and we cut back to just a disastrous situation back at the neighbor's house.
I'm just not used to grabbing teats, is all.
There's just cow milk everywhere on the barn walls and everywhere. It's like, oh, it's a disaster, a disaster.
If only Romaia were here.
Yeah, she's good at milking.
We would have had so much milk.
I'm surprised she hasn't tried to invent some kind of self-milking device.
Are you adapting the cannon so it...
Oh, yeah, do you think it's like, this gives me an idea. It will revolutionize milking.
If I reverse the polarity of the force cannon...
You know, it's something we haven't...
out, it goes in.
Something we haven't used a lot, but you do have magical tinkering, where you can make little machinery devices.
Yeah, I mostly did them. They're like for flavor though, where it's like I made the toy for the little boy.
Yeah.
Go woof woof.
Yeah, keep that in mind. You never know what will come in handy.
Yeah. Maybe I can make some good milk. But so how much milk was I able to get? Do you think?
After the cow ran out, you were able to get enough.
Okay.
Make sure not to spill anyway, and you're up the hill. It's quite a climb.
Yep, you're quite patient, miss.
Oh. The cow just looks distressed.
He's just over in a corner shaking.
Yeah.
They're like cowbells, just like rattling.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll sorry, and I probably won't come back because it seems like I'm just not really made for this.
But no, dear, I don't think you are. Back at the cabin. Rows of vegetables. This is Grude, right? With there. Rows of vegetables, cabbages, carrots, and hardy turnips grow in organized plots. Their leaves a vibrant green against the dark tilled soil. A wooden fence encloses the garden, its posts adorned with simple talismans, feathers, small stones, and bits of twine that sway gently in the breeze. A small, lonely graveyard sits atop the cottage, sits in the shadow of the cottage just beyond the fence. And a young girl sits atop a boulder in the cemetery, staring at something just out of sight.
Hey, yo! Yo, what's up? I'm Grude. I'm here to help out with the stuff. And there's this, like, kind of arms out to the vegetables and things.
The girl kind of doesn't stop staring.
Okay. And then just keeps going to, like, then tend to the stuff.
Okay,
Not gonna bug her.
Yeah, you tend to the garden for a little bit, pulling weeds. Deez comes out, starts pulling little vines out.
Thanks, little dude. I wouldn't have seen those.
But when you lift your head again, you notice that the girl's staring at you.
Hey, Emma, is there a better way to do this, or do you want to help out? If not, I got it. It's cool.
She turns her head again.
Back to it. I go.
Deez, though, is kind of like looking at her and then starts like tugging at your robes.
Dude, kid doesn't seem like too interested, but kind of interested, but like, I don't know if they're just shy. Or if they just really don't like being bugged. It's hard to tell sometimes. Do you think we should go just like walk up to her?
He nods his head.
Yeah, then Grude's gonna just start walking towards the kid on the boulder.
Okay. Tombstones, some weathered by time and other freshly carved, mark the resting places of the Krezk family in the small snow-covered graveyard. A small grave, freshly dug but vacant, stands apart from the others. A young, dark-skinned girl sits atop a boulder nearby, her hands hugging her knees to her chest as she stares silently at the small grave. She wears a thin tunic and no shoes, her small body so still that she seems almost to be a statue. And before you have a chance to say anything,
Alright.
still staring at the grave, she goes, "Have you ever had a bad dream you just couldn't wake up from?" And then she turns to you. And she has like these wide, almost unblinking eyes.
Yeah, that's kind of like the experience here. It's pretty rough here.
Do you think if something bad happened, but then it went away, did it even happen in the first place? Ever happen in the first place?
Well, it did always happen, but it is a lot better when it goes away.
It's almost like a dream.
Yeah.
I don't think bad dreams ever really go away.
Well, sometimes you can learn from them. It's kind of like a way that you can like process things that happen in the world around you.
It's hard to understand, though.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
She continues to look at the grave. After a moment, you see Baroness Anna Krezkova arrive outside. She goes, "There you are, Kala. You can't go outside without your coat or boots. You'll catch a cold." And then she scoops up Kala and bundles her up in a blanket. And her eyes are still kind of just staring ahead. And she begins to turns to bring her inside. And she says to you, Grude, like, "Thank you for finding her."
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I hope she gets warm.
She took ill several days ago. I don't want her to catch a cold again.
Yeah, she's saying that she wasn't feeling too well.
I'm sorry if she made you uncomfortable.
Nah, it's pretty hard to do.
But she bundles Kala up and brings her back inside. But you spend some time weeding the garden. Vio helps prepare the rest of the dinner. Minerva comes back with a bucket of traumatized milk, and Vogelsuch is covered with birdseed.
I fell.
Well, I found out that I'm terrible at milking cows.
Have you ever actually seen one before? In person?
Yeah, I assume I probably... did I grow up in the city? Maybe I never really saw a cow before. I would have been in books.
Is this your first cow?
Yeah, I'll say that was Minerva's first cow. She's probably a city kid.
Well, if she likes books enough, and I would assume, yeah, just about probably every artificer is from a town. Unless they blew it up.
Or got kicked out for blowing up parts of the town.
Yeah.
But
I can see maybe a farm kid growing up and being like, how can I make this farming easier? And they, develop good farming technology.
With a flamethrower attached.
Yes.
But they place Kala on the small sofa in the living area. She's just bundled up, kind of staring into the fire. And as the day grows later, they invite you to. They say dinner is served, and most of you can sit around the table, but they say you can stay in the living room and eat if you wish. But the dinner consists of borscht, which is warm beetroot soup with carrot and potatoes, crusty rye bread with butter, and spiced milk with nutmeg, which Dimitri is kind of lifts his spirit a little bit.
Good. I was wondering if it was something he really hated but she liked, or if he really liked it. And it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Vogelsuch will probably, being a scarecrow, not eat, but he'll probably say, none for me. I am fasting this evening. However, I would like to partake in the ritual of eating.
You must
dinner.
have something. You're
I am a deeply devout person, but I thank you for your concern.
you're as thin as a rail, though.
From all the fasting.
Well, very well. It's not my place to intrude.
It's just his thing. And don't let it worry you.
Cal is there too, and she's just kind of looking at her food, not really eating any of it. And Anna goes like, Calla, you must eat something. You wish to recover. She just kind of absentmindedly just takes a spoon and starts sipping at the soup.
Recover?
I guess that she's been ill. We pray she we pray she recovers and is back to her old self.
Well, I hope so as well then.
Yes, our girl's strong, right, Calla? And Calla just doesn't respond. Dimitri sighs and goes, oh, but what about you? We don't get many visitors from beyond the mist, and I want to know what your home is like.
There you go.
It's like kind of it's brighter, that's for sure. Some days are like this. Guess there's just like not as much as the overwhelming feel of gloom. But sometimes there is. It's weird. Like I guess there's at least pockets of like bright sunny days and stuff. Kind of neat.
He nods, like, yes.
And he's like, and then we got squirrels. And so
Yes.
Deez comes out. That's basically like the frog thing from Bugs Bunny.
Just dancing on the table.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they're basically like the best.
Freaks him out for a minute, but like, how unusual.
I know, they're cute as heck.
And Anna turns to you, Minerva. It's like, you tell by all the milk on your clothes that you're not used to the farming lifestyle.
No, I believe that was the first cow I've ever seen in real life. I mean, I've seen them in books, but feeling their teats in your fingers is definitely an entirely different thing that a children's book can't prepare you for.
Oh, I imagine not.
But that widow, that poor lady, she was so patient. What a wonderful person.
Oh, she is a dear. Dimitri turns to Irina. Says, Irina, I was sorry to hear about your father. We were met on several occasions. And Irina nods and goes, thank you very much. Yeah. He's a good man. I think my brother will fill his shoes nicely. Anything you want to ask them, though, as you're making conversation?
If there's been anything
go ahead.
interesting going on in this part of the Barovia lately.
As they're chewing their food, they kind of slow down a little bit. Anna kind of gives you a little, not side eye, but like a look of recognition. Like this is kind of what she was kind of alluding to before. But Dimitri says, oh, nothing that concerns you, though. Concerns you. You are a guest. No need to meddle in our affairs.
I didn't mean. No worries. It's just it's been quite busy elsewhere. Uh, eh, we spent about a week over in Vallaki, and qu- quite a few things have been going on.
Are they still holding those ridiculous festivals?
Oh no. In fact, they have a new mayor. One that does not go for the whole festival thing.
Son, I believe you mean Burgermeister.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, or burger mistress in this case.
Oh, I like that term, but I prefer Baroness.
He'll mention the name of what was her name again? Can't remember the last name of who took over.
Anyone?
Oh, Wagner, I think, right?
Oh, I was saying, does anyone else remember?
Wachter.
Wagner.
Wachter, sorry. The W's a V.
Yes.
W is a V sound in German.
Lady Wagner is now head of Vallaki now.
Wagner. Head of Vallaki.
Yes.
Heard she was an ally of the devil. Any truth to that? Kind of gives you a knowing look.
Vio gives he takes a second of like how to word this. An ancestor may have been, but she is not. At least not a direct ally. More, she wishes to be as neutral as possible, so that just stay away from as much as possible, so he doesn't trouble Vallaki.
Change up the music a little bit. He says, it's like, oh, it's all politics, isn't it?
Exactly. But we met her long enough to I trust her more than the previous one. He was very much not there anymore.
Says, I can't remember his name.
Crazy guy.
Where's this guy? Yeah.
We always called him Jim.
Wait, no, I didn't.
Says, Baron Volakovich? Yeah, that guy was off his rocker.
I mean, you can almost understand his thinking that he was, but his desperation just drove him far too far, way too far.
He was imprisoning people for accepting reality.
It's like, but the stories I can tell about him, it's like one time when I made a visit there, and then, you heard knocking at the front door.
A knocking at his chamber door?
At this hour?
Knock, knock, knock it up.
Music, where is it? There it is. That's not it.
Okay.
Here we go. What was that?
You were mumbling.
Oh, I was just trying to find the right music. I never mumble.
No.
But Anna will step up and to answer the door. She goes, you excuse me. But you hear a voice say, Dimitri, Anna, may I come in? And, Minerva, you recognize this as, the voice of Katrina Dovov that you met earlier.
Oh dear, she might be wondering about why somebody harassed her cow.
Minerva, dear, what did you do to that cow to make her travel so far away from her home?
I don't know, but she's probably got a good point.
Well, I should see what she wants and see if she wants something to eat. And she opens the door and you do see the homely figure of Katrina. And Anna greets her. She says, "Oh, Katrina, what are you doing here at this hour? Do you want to come in out of the cold?" But one moment, the visage of an elderly woman stands before you. In the next instant, without any shade of transition or spectacle, she is gone. And in her place stands a handsome young man in a brown monk's robe. A painted wooden symbol that depicts a sun hanging from a chain around his neck. He carries himself with an ageless grace, and his eyes bear a quiet, cold serenity. This is what you see. Hand out. Anna's eyes go wide. She says, "Oh, the Abbot." And this is like one of the fairest, handsomest men you've ever seen, in all honesty. Definitely in Barovia.
Oh my.
Is he more handsome than Strahd?
That's for you to decide.
Because right now it's just like a lot of vampire warning signs here. Just like, oh darn it, he's got that allure.
You didn't tell me my character Lemon was going to be in this.
He does look like Lemon a little bit, yeah.
Why does he look like me? Oh, that's why.
Who is this handsome man that resembles me so much?
No one else look in this mirror.
Whose passive insight is above a 13?
Mine is 13, but not above it.
Passive perception?
Insight.
Definitely not that.
Passive insight. Passive
Yeah.
insight.
Two below that.
Rarely used.
Minerva is 15 passive insight.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay, one second.
I don't know what I did.
Oh, I'm 16. What?
What were you, Vio?
13.
Vio, Vogel.
I am 10 across the board on all three of the given passives.
Your senses
I didn't put much into the intellectual,
Yeah.
the mind skills.
Neutral.
So it's a little bit appropriate for the character. Everyone but Vio, or I'm sorry, if I was like saying Vio, Vogel, noticed that Dimitri and Anna looked terrified upon seeing him.
So they're definitely not excited. They're like, this is a really bad thing.
Yeah. But the Abbot says, "May I come in?" And Anna nods, lowers her head, and gestures inside. And you see the Abbot gently and delicately remove his shoes, place it by the muddy boots, and Dimitri stands up and turns to Kala, who is staring at the abbot here. And he very sternly says, Kala, go to your room. Close the door. And she does a little more than stand up and leave the room. And he turns his eyes to you all. He goes, I was unaware that you had guests.
We just arrived a little while ago. Do you need us to step out?
Will not be necessary. For any friends of the Krezkovs are friends of mine, and soon, after all, we are soon to be family.
Congratulations.
It will be the most joyous occasion, of course.
Who's the lucky couple?
He puts a hand to his lips. He goes, all in due time. But Dimitri will say, Abbot, we weren't expecting you here quite some time. He goes, oh, is it a sin to visit the homes of my friends and neighbors? Certainly not. We just weren't expecting visitors, and we're just not equipped to provide guests at the moment. But the abbot turns to you all and goes, indeed. Rude of me. I do apologize. But he walks further into the room. Turns to you all. And you? How do you like this village? It's a quaint and quiet settlement, no?
It is one of the more serene that I have been in. I will not lie.
And praise the morning Lord that it remains that way. It would be quite the shame if anything befouled this town. To have quite a fondness for its people.
Anything particular you're worried about?
Well, if you have seen the vileness beyond the walls, we are quite lucky that Krezk is such well protected and well governed by the Krezkov family, wouldn't you say? They've done an excellent job. Such healthy children.
Yes, I'd say so.
It's a miracle that such a small and fragile child like Kala can exist in such a harsh and dangerous world. Isn't it beautiful that such a thing endures?
I'm eyeing the Krezkovs. How are they reacting to all this?
They are shaking. And Dimitri has his wife hands in his like trying to calm him. But at this point he's admiring some of the wooden sculptures.
He has ADHD.
Yeah. I see some new ones here. Your children ever so loved your sculptures, didn't they? He's admiring the one of the sun and the moon. I see a distinct lack of the Morning Lord's iconography. Perhaps that's something you can fix. I'm trying to think of a more complicated word, but I couldn't think of it.
Equally threatening.
I believe the works here are quite beautiful in their current form.
Quite beautiful indeed. Mortal hands can create such beauty out of nothingness. The gift of creation. All the part, and he looks at Anna. All the pieces to make a bigger whole. A larger whole. Very important. Don't you agree?
Grude is very much thinking like this dude is weird and kind of inappropriate, but like not bringing anything up because it seems like parents want it to just be done and then they leave, like instead of trying to confront him. Ugh.
Even Vogelsuch is kind of like, what's up with this guy?
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Just a regular priest, everyone. Regular abbot.
He kind of eyes some of your weaponry and armor. And the abbot will say, it's good to know if Krezk did ever come into danger that there are those well armed to protect it, but may the Morning Lord forbid that it ever comes to that.
Of course.
But I see that I am interrupting a quite intimate dinner, so I shall depart. And I will see you soon. Turns to Anna. And he'll slowly and deliberately go back to his shoes near the front door. Place them on his feet. It was a pleasure to meet you, and may the Morning Lord smile upon all of you.
The pleasure's all ours. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, we may come and visit you soon as well, before we leave town.
He turns back to you and his eyebrows kind of arch. You go, I look forward to our next meeting. And he will turn and leave the cottage.
I'm sure he does. Is he always that creepy?
Grude
So-
almost wanted to write down a piece of paper, "Are you okay?" and like point it at them.
Yeah. You know when Irina has been in the presence of Strahd and she tenses up,
That's how they are with him.
but like 10 times worse.
Oh my gosh, is he after the kid? He's after the kid, he's dead. I didn't hear an answer, Joey!
Hasn't done it yet.
I know, yeah.
You could ask in character.
I could, yeah. So, like, why? So clearly, is that the 100-year-old Abbot dude people have been talking about?
Yeah, they let out a breath, and he will. The moment he leaves, they collapse to their knees, and they're they are openly sobbing. But Irina will be the first to comfort them.
She knows.
Yeah, if anyone
She
else.
knows.
But does anyone else help them?
Minerva would go over,
Yeah.
help them
Yeah.
out.
Vogelsuch will get up and head towards a window facing that's on the same wall as the front door and look out and see if he sees the abbot. Or the
He's staring
image
back
that
from
was
the office
prior.
You
Or an
mean-
image that it was prior to him turning into that.
Give me a investigation check.
No, he's an abbot, not a
Investigation.
prior.
Ah!
He's it's not dark yet, it's still pretty light out. It's just like
14,
so
but I'm going to go ahead and do knowledge from a past life to give myself a d6
okay.
on a skill check. Take it. 19 total.
19. No evidence of the abbot. And you see
Footprints.
you see footprints leading out the door that suddenly stop after a couple feet.
Turns back to the party. Who or what was the abbot? Is the abbot?
Dimitri will stand up and kind of wipe his eyes with the sleeve of his shirt as Irina comforts Anna sitting on the couch and kind of arms around her shoulders. She's like, just breathe. And Dimitri will say in a quiet voice and goes, no one quite knows who the abbot is, or some say what he is.
As
He appears to
sort
be
of like
he appears
Go
to be
ahead.
ageless.
Vogelsuch will give up the pretense of the deep voice. Has he been here long? Or sorry, no, actually back that up. Has he ever visited you before? Directly into your house?
Anna sobs again. Fun, like, has he ever been here before? And Dimitri says he's visits once before.
And what happened?
He begins crying again. He says,
Vogelsuch shows no emotion back.
yeah. Like more tears. He goes, he brought our little girl back to life.
Oh no.
Vogelsuch is going to lean in, pause for a bit. And what was the cost?
$8.95.
That tree fitty.
Anna says, would be no price too deep for me. Too much to
Then
pay
what-
for my child's life.
And
And
what
I will-
was that price? Sorry, I'm dramatically interjecting. I'm not interrupting you, Joey.
He says he asked for a heart, and I will give it gladly. I am no
Heart.
coward.
The heart of what?
She puts her hand on her chest. He
Is
goes,
it gone?
soon,
Yeah,
it soon will be.
Hmm.
I'm not an expert in like cleric magic, but I'm pretty sure it's not a heart they use when doing that. Yeah, that's a little worrying.
Dimitri says he wants it for his Dan golem monstrosity of flesh.
A
This guy just sounded way creepier after like just his presence. Now figuring out he has a golem made of flesh. Wow.
He even gave it a
even back
name.
home, the golem people were weird.
They say he even gave it a name. Vesilka. As if it has a soul.
Things without souls can have names.
But he says, there was a werewolf attack. We don't know how they got in the walls. And he goes, in the chaos, our son, Isla, went missing, and our daughter was killed, mauled. We were digging her grave when the Abbot visited us and said, as a mercy, bring our daughter back to life. Only if my wife gave up her heart. And Anna stands up and goes, I didn't hesitate. I'll offer it gladly. Dimitri goes, I know.
But you shouldn't have had to in the first place.
If it was true mercy.
Oh, it was a mercy that he resurrected Kayla on the spot and gave Anna a month's grace to get her affairs in order till she'll walk one final time to the Abbot, give up her heart.
And I assume if she doesn't, the deal with him is off?
I don't know what will happen if she doesn't comply with the bargain, but I dread to think it. He does say,
Has he resurrected anyone else?
he does say
in
that
town?
the deadline is about 2 weeks away.
Oh, okay. Has he resurrected anyone?
No, actually,
else
more
in
like
town?
sorry, it's more like almost like a week and a half.
These people need to get their time in order. They don't know.
Listen, I don't have a calendar. They just
Even if I did, it's in weird, fake Barovian months.
It's the 3rd of September.
already.
Stupid smart
Stupid
weather.
Smart weather.
Jinx.
Oh, September. That's for.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I heard it. I didn't connect it. It was Santa Claus Carcass the Martians. Oh, just in time for Septoberfest. Sorry. All right.
Anna says, Kala hasn't been the same since the incident.
Has the Abbot resurrected anyone else in town?
She shakes her head. I don't believe so. He's been known to cure lycanthropy on occasion. And she says, I fear Kella, terrified that she remembers her dying, but she won't talk about it. And I dread to think what she saw beyond the veil. She goes, my little girl may be alive, but I fear she's lost. She used to be so full of life and laughter. And now she just stares at her own grave all day and night. She sneaks out at night and just stares into it.
Catch a brief glimpse of Vogelsuch having an expression of, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Not to the Baroness, but of Kala. But he doesn't say anything out lound. He just,
Yeah.
you know.
I was talking to her and it seemed like she had like a bad dream is how she put it. Yeah.
Hear
This
her.
is all kind of together.
She awakens at night, screaming. I fear she's reliving the moment it happened in her nightmares.
I imagine it would be a traumatic event.
That's an awful lot for a child to go through.
Or anyone.
Yes, anyone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Our dinner's ruined. I let our emotions ruin our dinner.
You know, we're pretty good at problem solving. We've been problem solving some stuff around here. Like, I as a player don't know. Like, is this usual for bringing people back to life? Is that a usual thing?
It's
like
It's definitely not uncommon, especially in like fantasy
Gothic
terms.
world. Yeah.
It's a very complex piece of magic, though, and especially what you've seen in Barovia. Like not even the priest that you've seen in the other towns probably have that capability.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in like back home, it might have been a little common in some of the bigger churches and things like that. But you know, resurrection usually implies almost like a new body a lot of the time. And she was resurrected in her own.
So it's like extra hard.
Yeah.
What you did. Because there's no like scratches on her or anything.
Yeah, it's like if it happens like within pretty recently, they can probably be revived. But usually after a few hours or a day, it becomes much more difficult. Might become
It goes from level 3 to level 8.
Might become a blue dragonborn like my Get Yankee character and be traumatized.
All right.
Yep. They shake their head. They shake your head, and it's like, we've made our choice, and we would make it again if given it.
Vogelsuch picks up a knife. No, he doesn't.
Well, why wait?
Oh, my affairs are still not in order.
He was very generous to give him us time to
What does the
say goodbye
Baron-
properly.
What does the Abbot want with a golem of flesh?
He shakes his head again and goes, I have no idea.
Well,
I never thought ill of the Baron before. He was a bit odd. And I knew there was something about him.
The Abbot.
Abbot.
You're the Baron.
So sorry, the Abbot, yeah.
It's very traumatizing.
He says, no, there's something unusual about him. My grandfather, he once aided my grandfather, and he still was the young man you saw before you all these years prior. But I never thought he would be up to such depravity.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Well, perhaps we can find out a little bit more later. One of the things we were hoping to do while in town was to visit his place. We did not know much about him before that.
Tell you the same thing I told Esmeralda, that it's family business. No need to concern yourself.
Something tells me we'll end up doing so anyway.
Wait, don't we know an Esmeralda?
That was the chicken. No, I'm joking. Yeah,
Oh yeah, good point.
Esmeralda.
that was
Wait,
right.
we met Esmeralda, but we're assuming that she was named after Esmeralda.
Was that is that by any chance a Vistani woman?
He goes, oh, it's almost like he spoke without kind of realizing it. It's like, oh, yes, it's a family friend.
She's still around. We've heard her name about, and ended up visiting where we believe her home was, but we've never yet met her.
It's like, damn my foolishness. She wanted to keep a low profile. But you say you know of her?
We visited a tower where she seems to have kept her stuff, as well as a pet.
Yeah, Esmeralda.
Oh yeah, she won't shut up about that chicken.
It's a pretty cool chicken.
He says, last I heard, she traveled to the Abbey. I haven't seen her for several days.
It just keeps building up, doesn't it? Just mumbles to himself on that one.
At this point, the sun is starting to set. Dimitri says, don't have much room in the house, but Isla's room is available. Should be enough room for you to sleep on the floor. I will ask if one of you wishes to use this bed.
I would like that thing. No, I don't do that.
But
I could sleep on the floor.
The couches are available too.
I require no cushioning. I shall be fine.
And I apologize for the
Madam,
display earlier.
It was never your fault.
It wasn't our fault, but our actions still led to that outcome.
No. Neither of you asked for any of this. Neither of you are to blame for any of it. You have been given a circumstance that nobody should deserve.
Any of you had the chance to save someone you loved from death. Let's just hope you never have to make that choice.
Well, let's hope not.
Thanks, Minerva.
I'm sorry, but I am exhausted.
Understandably. I'll clean up for you.
Couldn't ask you that, Mr. Vio. And Dimitri kind of puts his arm around, and it's like, the young man offered you assistance. Let's get you to bed. And he will turn to you all and go, thank you. And they will retire.
Oh.
And you spend some time cleaning the dishes.
Minerva will help. Sets the cannon to power wash.
Yeah, it's like a Roomba.
It's just scuttling everywhere.
I invented a washing machine, a dishwasher.
I tie a little scrub pads to all of its little like centipede feet, and it just runs really fast over the stuff.
As you're cleaning the dishes, though, Irina says to you, would any of you sacrifice your hearts to bring back a loved one?
No.
I would first question
Vogel-
why the heart would be needed.
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Vogelsuch just straight up just says no.
even after they knew what it was to be used for, she still agreed. Sometimes I wonder if I would give my life to bring my father back.
Do you think he would want you to?
I don't think he would. But if given the chance... She's kind of... Doesn't complete the sentence and just continues to wash the plate.
What is the point of getting one back to life if it merely displaces the life of another?
I'm just thinking of poor Kala, and she's only back and gets her mother for 1 month, and then she's gone. It's not really a good for her either.
They seem grateful, though, for the time that they'll have.
Yeah, I think this whole idea is kind of like, I don't know, kind of dumb. I feel like that priest has been waiting for a situation, or maybe manipulated this situation to happen so that way the parent would have to give their heart for their child. So I'm a little bit, kind of uppity about this.
Are you suggesting that he was somehow responsible?
Oh, it's like totally possible in Barovia. This seems like the way you do things.
Fade to a back alley where he's paying a werewolf.
Yeah, or like
hey,
open the gate so they could get in. Like I don't know. I'm not. Okay, I don't think he's a good guy. I think it's weird how he interacts with people, and then it's extra weird that he's been around forever, and then the most weird that he has a flesh monster.
Surely, though, he can get a heart nearly anywhere. Why hers?
Why does it have to be hers? Yes.
I wonder if it has to be like a willing heart. Is that part of something?
Could be.
Do flesh golems even need hearts? They're not alive. You don't have a heart, do you, Vogel?
He lifts his removes away his shirt or whatever.
Oh god, don't.
And spreads it inside.
I don't want to do this again.
I don't have genitalia, so no. It's not flashing.
You still have huge knockers though.
Naki!
Naki! That's who my past life was. That was Naki.
She's been Naki on stilts this whole time.
Yeah, big whoop. Want to fight about
it? You want to knock about
it?
I've got a question, Joey.
Yes.
Throughout the dinner, did the child show any emotion of any kind?
No, not really.
How on par of it would be with Vogelsuch?
Very Vogel adjacent. No, she was just staring at her food, didn't eat a bite until her mother kind of urged her to, and even then she barely ate anything.
That's just kid stuff.
Yeah,
when your mom makes borscht and you just want a hot dog.
Honey, eat your borscht.
No, I want dessert.
I want a hot dog. No, you get borscht.
What I'm wondering about is... Why are you getting the borscht warm? It's a cold soup, Mom.
At least heat it up first. No, you get cold borscht.
No, borscht just served cold. That's the thing. If you heat it up, it's weird.
I think it can be hot or cold, but I feel like VO has something important to say.
Yeah, okay.
Probably. Or maybe not.
It was good borscht, though. Very good borscht.
Yes. I'm wondering also, how much of her did he bring back? Because she kind of... I'm probably wrong about this, but she reminds me a lot of back in the town of Barovia, those people in the tavern that we saw that just sat there and just did nothing. She kind of reminds me of them.
Oh, what about the daughter that we saved?
So this is something I kind of retconned a little bit. In like the book as written, only some Barovians have souls. But this version of the module kind of goes away with that.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's why I kind of never brought it up again.
Okay, and neither did I.
Yeah, so what you saw was probably just, the aftershock of their town being ransacked by Strahd's forces and the burgomaster dying and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of moved away from that little plot point.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Fresh.
Never mind.
Yeah.
But kind of like that daughter, the Voctor daughter. You remember? She was kind of weird. Wait, can we use that mirror to check on dead people and see if Kala's there?
I was considering that, and maybe set it up near her grave, swing it around, see if it's just hanging around.
Yeah, you want to see if her ghost self is hanging around. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
And maybe she got stuck over there too.
Mm-hmm. You definitely have it in its handheld form. You can like a big magnifying glass go around the house. See if you see a ghost, or if you want to check the grave.
I got an EMF emitter detector. I'm gonna set them up around the ghost hunter crap.
We don't have those.
We don't have an EKG meter.
So we're just gonna become the Ghostbusters, and that's it. I'm gonna go make.
Any of you have any like detect good and evil spells?
I can make myself look like Strahd.
No.
I kept trying to think putting that. I'm like, everyone's just evil though.
But you can like sense undead with that, I think.
No, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I do not.
No.
And we don't have any paladins or clerics.
Yeah, I'm all out of stuff. I think checking the grave site, because she keeps going to the grave, would be a start versus an end.
No, that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely go out to the grave. Let's see here. Yep, so the sun is mostly set now. Well, the sun is set. You can extend the mirror in front of the grave.
Maybe we can find where Grude went. Oh. Ah!
Sorry, is this refresh?
Wrong. We found the wrong demon. There we go. Yeah, I'll at least wait until like the parents are they don't have any lights on, or it's like
wait till they're asleep.
Yeah,
you definitely can. Right, you gonna use like the full body mirror or just the handheld?
Probably just a handheld, because I want to move it around and like just check the area just to see if it spots anybody.
Yeah. Kind of do a 360 around, like just looking in the boulder where Kayla was sitting, the open grave, and just everywhere you can check, and you don't see anything from the ethereal plane.
Well, there's that at least.
Just a truly traumatized child.
They leave the grave here.
A little sad that's the best solution, really. You know, and better that than having her soul stuck somewhere.
That's very true.
As you're looking around, though, you do see, like you see, it's like, oh, I do see the ghost of Kayla through the hand mirror, but you realize it's just regular Kayla standing behind you in like a faint reflection in the mirror.
Oh.
She's just standing out in the cold in like a little nightgown staring at you. And she says, "Why do monsters like the dark so much?"
It's because they can like sneak up on stuff and be sneaky. That's my guess. How you feeling there, Kayla?
I skipped a little ahead a little bit. She says she actually says sorry. She says have you ever seen a monster before?
Yes.
Quite a few.
And then she asks like why do they like the dark?
That's our sneaky answer.
This one wasn't very sneaky.
Which one's that?
I saw you leave after mother and father went to bed.
We wanted to check something.
I want to check something too.
And what is that?
I want to find the monster that killed me. Because I think I died. I think I died.
Vogelsuch steps forward.
Minerva feels like this is actually 100% appropriate.
It is okay, young one.
Have you died?
Feel whatever. Yes. Once.
Was it scary?
Be truthful, I don't remember. But not scary anymore.
I never stopped.
Are you scared?
I never stopped being scared.
What do you fear?
I fear the dark. What might be there? It was dark when it came. It came from the basement.
The basement?
She points to the side of the house, and there's actually a broken door leading down. We haven't been able to. We haven't fixed it yet.
Such as just sort of looking at the basement. If we took care of the monster, do you think you would feel better? Fear less?
I don't want to hurt it. I just think if I can see it again, I won't be afraid of it anymore. She
Do you
pops
remember what it looks like?
I only remember the teeth, the claws, blood on the ground. She starts like breathing heavily.
No.
It
Nope.
hurt. It hurt.
Oh right, that's enough for one night.
Yeah.
How about so we're not gonna find the monster tonight. We're gonna have to sleep on it. I know that means you're gonna have to be scared for a little bit longer, but just how we're gonna have to. But we'll see if we can.
I want you to take me there now.
Oh no, your parents will kill us.
What? You're gonna kill my parents?
No, if I were to take you away, your parents would be so upset that they would hurt us. Probably.
We can do it in secret. They're asleep. They won't know I'm gone.
Oh my gosh, no. No.
So that's not entirely how sleep works. You can wake up in the middle of the night and find your child missing. It's very stressful, I imagine.
Alright, so the plan is we end up going with her. Vogelsuch lays in Kayla's bed disguised as her. No.
I have disguised self and I'm made of straw. I can get to the right height.
Ew.
Hello, father, mother.
I'm feeling much better today.
Turn off the night
Oh
sounds.
my god.
They're like, oh, they're just kidding. She's just getting worse.
Much better today, Mother.
It's just Vogelsuch trying to do a little girl giggle. Oh.
It is merely showing her the monster. If it's there, she merely needs to see it. If it's not there, then we don't need to worry at all.
How about tomorrow, like, we figure out where this thing is, so that way we only get one shot of letting this happen.
Told
If it
you,
does happen.
It must live in the basement.
Oh, if we just go there now?
That's what she's saying. Yeah, she wants
Oh,
to.
sorry, I thought you wanted to go into the woods.
Oh no. No, she said earlier that it came from the basement.
It came from the basement.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this I can do.
All right. First, though, we look down there first.
I'm not
Can I lead the way?
saying I can be brave. I won't be scared. But I would feel better if you're with me.
So would we.
Well,
All right. Vio will lead over to the basement door.
Yeah, as you walk though, she stays behind and she tugs on Vogel's pant leg. She said,
you will
Oh,
be
he's
safe.
got a friend now.
You'll be safe with me, little one.
Friends in death.
She says, what do you remember when you died? Could you leave the mist?
Thinks back. I don't think I tried.
I tried. I felt like I had to be somewhere.
But you couldn't make it?
Couldn't get past the mist. When I entered it, I just heard screams. Darkness. And I just ran back.
It is an unfamiliar place, and that can be frightening to many.
When I woke up...
Perhaps
Oh, sorry.
it's better you did awaken once more, as I did myself.
When I did awaken, I saw his face. The blonde man.
The Abbot.
My parents were so happy.
Did he say anything to you?
They said I was a blessing. And a price? Don't know what that means.
I don't think there's a price. Oh, God. Sorry, I slipped up because I did that thing where I'm trying to say priceless and I'm going into saying something worthless by accident. I don't think that you... Yeah, I've fallen off my train.
Vogel goes into system recovery mode.
Yeah.
Shutting down. His eyes suddenly turn blue.
Yeah.
Please connect keyboard. Press F5 to continue.
That's the Annie key.
But she also says that she was in the garden playing. It's like she snuck out at night, and that's when it happened.
Well, we will take care of this then. We can be brave together.
So
Well, I guess
there's heavy wooden bulkhead doors stands against the cottage on the side facing the garden. Close inspection reveals that two of its hinges are broken. The lock is battered and broken. The center of the door bulges slightly outward, as though struck from something by great force. And from the angle, you can tell it's from from the inside. So, the room is chilly, and the walls are lined with empty wooden racks that once held bottles of wine. The scent of damp earth is pervasive. The floor bears a trail of deep gouges and claw marks. The marks lead to a bare spot between two wooden racks, covering a portion of the far stone wall approximately 3 feet across.
So it's just like this one part that was unused for wine?
One part of the wall seems to be, like more pristine than the rest. So the floor bears a trail of deep gouges and claw marks. The marks lead to a bare spot between two wooden racks, covering a portion of the far stone wall approximately 3 feet across. Yeah.
I'd like to go inspect that wall.
Okay.
If anybody who can actually investigate would like to join me, feel free.
I'd love to join you.
I'm going to.
No, never mind.
No.
Don't need you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It actually doesn't take hardly any investigation. There is clearly a damaged secret door in this spare part of the wall.
I would like to check out that part of the wall, or like see what's behind it.
Yeah.
But I do want to try doing a stealth roll. Just in case there is something behind it.
Want to try to force it open?
Can I force it open stealthily? I don't know if
with
real.
with that 23, being that you're used to mechanisms, you can see that there is a disguised lever on one of the wine racks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over there. Watch out, everyone. Stay back. I believe this is going to open this up. Be on the ready.
Kayla is hiding behind you, Vogel. Arms around one of your legs.
She's not going to get a good grip because she's not going to get a good grip because straw. But I got you.
It's more or less grabbing onto your pant legs, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'll. What?
I trust you can face your fears, young one. We all must do this at some point. Be brave.
I'll be brave if you're brave.
I am the bravest of them all.
Alright, time to pull the lever.
Pull the lever!
Wrong lever!
You open a secret door, but it's a trap door.
It's underneath the wine rack
Yep.
that I'm standing on. Why do we even have that lever?
Go down a big slide, goes around in loops, and you end up in Strahd's courtroom.
Oh no! Full of water and alligators.
Looks like you fell into my trap. My wacky.
There's no way you could have planned this.
It was me all along. The crack in the door, where it was damaged, does open up. The air here is thick and musty. 3 sets of heavy silver shackles are bolted to the stone walls, with 2 surrounded by disturbed half circles of salt. Claw marks mar the wall and floor, and the silver shackles bolted to the east wall have been heavily damaged, with 1 shackle burst open and the other torn from the wall entirely. So there's 3 sets of shackles. One of them has been damaged.
And nobody inside them.
Nobody inside them.
No other entryways or anything, just this hidden room?
No hidden room. Vio, you smell the same thing, like remnants of it here that you found in the kitchen storeroom, kind of lingering, like the the strong putrid smell.
Well, why would they have silvered shackles down here?
Why would they have any sort of shackles down here?
Is this where the monster was?
Looks it.
But they seem to be gone for now.
Can we take a look at these shackles to see how they were... they damaged, like something escaped from them, or were they opened?
Yeah, you can give me a... Well, just a quick look. You can definitely see they've been broken. The one that's the one that's shattered. Yeah.
Can we tell if it's sort of?
And you can see it's just probably by brute strength that it was ripped from the wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So probably by the monster itself, not somebody didn't come in and help it.
Yeah.
Not likely. It was broken. Yeah.
Why are you assuming it's a monster?
Gonna be a lovely person.
Shut up.
Kayla goes, well, maybe we should wait for the monster to come back.
I don't think it would want to come back.
Does Kayla have any visible, like, scars?
I would imagine... You don't have a good look at her entire body, obviously.
Yeah, just, obviously arms, face, neck, whatever.
I would say, given the Abbot's healing, no, she does not.
Okay.
He's good.
Good
Well,
guy.
not a good person, but he's good at his thing.
Looking at that, I'm wondering how accurate he was about talking about the Abbot curing lycanthropy, or what was it done here?
It looked like no normal man could have burst out of this shackle.
Well, I'm thinking,
stronger creature.
Caleb, dear, have you seen your brother in a while?
He goes, not since it happened, no. They say he was lost during the attack. That he ran away.
Yes. Looking at the shackles, is it big, medium, and small shackles? Like Goldilocks beds?
They all seem to be the same size.
Okay, that's fair. You probably wouldn't make different ones. But
these shackles are too small.
These ones are just right.
But from behind you, you hear a voice of Dimitri. And you hear him say, I'm sure you have questions. And as you turn to look at him, there's not anger in his eyes. Only
just disappointment.
not even disappointment. There's sadness, and his gaze lingers on Kala's face. He says, I only ask that you not judge us too harshly.
Oh, it's too late for that.
Here are our answers. Kala, dear, could you go back and be with your mother? But she goes, I was just wanting to not be scared anymore. And Dimitri goes, please, I need to speak to our new friends.
It's okay. It's okay.
Vogelsuch. Go ahead.
I don't think he's coming back today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Vogelsuch will whisper down. I'll tell you everything he tells me.
Okay.
You go along.
I'm the last room on the left. And that was... You can come in if you want.
I'll knock.
Just knock 3 times so I know it's you.
Even though she told everybody that right now.
No, we're not listening because it's not our secrets.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
She'll like nod okay and then walk right past her father upstairs, and Dimitri goes, "That's the most I heard her talk in weeks."
Vogelsuch summons his scythe. Just holds it.
He puts his hand out. He goes, "There's no need for that."
That's just his thing. Don't worry about it. And I apologize. You have a very brave daughter. She simply wants to face what her she wants to face her nightmares so that they can go away.
He goes, "That is understandable." But his eyes are on you, Vogel. Do you make any threatening moves?
I'm not holding it aggressively. I am
Okay.
holding it intimidatingly. So
Yeah.
I am not making any moves. I'm not trying to slice him. I am being like, you better not fuck this up. Pardon my language.
Yeah. He says, "I don't believe in keeping secrets. So I will tell you what happened. A werewolf did kill Kayla, but he was not from outside the walls. He was our son, Isla. It was his first transformation, on his 13th birthday. We gave him Wolfbane to calm him during the first full moon, but it didn't take. He broke free of his bonds and killed my daughter when she was playing in the garden."
The purple powder?
He nods. He goes, "I take it every full moon. And chain myself here."
You're infected as well?
He nods. He goes, "My grandfather was bitten. He survived, but the curse is passed on. They say it often skips generations. I was hoping Isla would be free of it, but as he grew older, he more aggressive, more violent. Puberty, right? But
Even normally.
it's the
Yeah.
but it's the signs of
Lycanthropy.
lycanthropy.
I wasn't even aware that it could be passed on, apart from like bites.
He goes, "Oh yes. First full moon is often violent."
Where is your son now?
We provided him with the wolfsbane.
And where is your son now?
He shakes his head. "We don't know."
Could he still be inside the walls?
That's doubtful. But a friend Esmeralda said she would go search for him. Said he owes us a favor. Kind of gives a little smirk.
But you said she went to the Abbey.
He nods. Like he did stop there. She first arrived. She may have left, search for her son. Haven't seen her in several days.
Have you ever bitten anyone else?
He shakes his head no. Partially. It's
Insight check.
He goes, no, every full moon, I take the wolfsbane. Put those damn shackles on my wrist and ankles.
I take it Anna knows as well.
Of course she knows. It loves me nonetheless.
So who's the third set of shackles for?
He gives a sad smile and she says, perhaps for Kayla? When she comes of age? No way to know until she shows the signs. I pray that she'll never develop them.
And what were you saying earlier about the Abbot curing this?
I've heard that curing a werewolf disease.
Yes.
Occasionally get travelers who were bitten by werewolves, and occasionally he'll offer assistance. I do wonder if he knows about us, but gave no interest of curing my curse. It's part of me and it's something I live with.
If you're sure, but I still don't trust that Abbot.
It was the very next morning where he visited us and offered to resurrect Kayla. Barely even dug the grave.
How do you suppose he knew?
There's a lot of things I don't know about the Abbot. I don't know.
Why did his footprints disappear when exiting your residence?
He hesitates and he says, he can change his shape.
Into what?
Bird. I assume other things, but he takes the form of a robin when he visits us.
I saw Robin near the chicken coops. He was watching.
He was watching?
Yeah, I assume that was the same Robin. Whether or not he is or not, doesn't matter. Vogelsuch assumes it. And basically says that means he was probably watching.
He nods and we had a conversation with him. In the kitchen. Just to remind us of my wife's promise. And I begged her to leave town. We have friends in the village that could take her away without the Abbot knowing. But she refused.
Oh, maybe that's your son.
Silly
Roll for
thing.
initiative.
You have made a fatal error.
But now I can't let you leave here alive. Now that you know our secret. But He goes, "What you must think of us?" Well,
Truthfully, we is Irina with us?
she is, but I usually keep her
No, just
out of
checking.
conversation. Yeah.
Compared to the Baron over at Vallaki, you're still better. I at least you have a dangerous affliction, but you're handling it well, as far as I can tell. The town is not like living in absolute fear of werewolves. I I'm assuming that there's no like steady murders going on, so you're doing fine.
Vogelsuch immediately pipes in and says, well, the secret was kept under the was well kept for a while. It has since led to the death of one girl, the resurrection of that girl, the eventual loss of the heart of the mother of that girl, and the loss of the brother of that girl.
Right.
We took every precaution.
As good as and it was not enough, was it?
We took every precaution for his first transformation to go without incident.
And it did not.
I gave him the same concoction that I take every full moon. I've yet to ever lay a hand on anyone in anger because of it. Lose control of myself.
When is the next full moon?
Oh, it just finished.
About a week and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. One mistake is all it takes. That's all it took. Kind of ease off a bit.
Oh.
I took the same mixture that night. He gestures to one of the shackles that aren't broken.
It is weird how he was able to break the restraints that you, a full-grown adult, couldn't.
He nods.
Shoddy masonry, perhaps, or though even then, the shackle itself is busted.
So just clarify, he does know that Esmeralda is searching for him. I wasn't like mistaken that she's at the Abbey, because that's where she was staying.
Okay.
But
that's where he last saw her.
Yeah, that's
how I read it.
But she knows Esmeralda has been searching for him, for the brother. If you still wish it, my son's room is still available to you. But I understand if this is too much for you. But I am at your mercy.
Glance around at the others.
Just another Tuesday.
Tuesday, what's that?
Yeah.
Thor's Day?
What's the Rovian days? I don't know.
It's only the months that are...
Strahd Day, Strahd 2 Day, Strahd 3 Day, Thursday, Strahd 5 Day.
I hate Strahd days.
Someone's got a case of the Strahd days.
I, Strahd Vondarovich, propose a new day of the week. Every day shall be Strahd's day.
Except Thursday. I know what it did.
Except for Thursday, it knows. That's my special me time. A day when I just forget about being Strahd von Zarovich.
Everybody needs a break, even Strahd.
Even Strahd.
It cuts to a shot of him watching computer, and it's Critical Roles on Thursdays, and he's watching that.
It's Thursday night. What antics will these folks get into today?
Oh, what a silly game
I
they
like
play.
it. I like the one that turns into a werewolf. There's actually an actual play I checked out where Matt Mercer... It's not a Critical Role, it's just he was just a guest, but Matt Mercer played Strahd in a Curse of Strahd campaign.
Oh, man.
So it wasn't the DM, as him, it was just Matt Mercer came.
So here you go. I'm a fun-loving gnome. I'm the cleric that's loyal to their deity. I'm Strahd.
Because he's canonically a character from Vampire the Masquerade, so it works so well.
Matt Mercer or Strahd?
Matt Mercer is an NPC. I forget his name. It's like Matic or something.
Yeah. I think it was during the dinner. Matt Mercer just played Strahd. It was fun.
That's really good.
Makes good. Well, he's pretty good at playing a vampire, believe you can believe it. But if you're not going to confront him anymore, you can be led back to the cabin. Yeah. The cabin, excuse me.
Yeah, I guess the only thing. Sorry, it's the only thing is just ask is which direction did you see him leave, or did see their son leave after everything happened? Because I feel like the son. Actually, no. I'm gonna ask the guy. Does he remember what happens when he becomes a werewolf, or is it he doesn't remember it?
I believe they remember. Yeah, but they're usually just in such a blood-fueled rage that it may be kind of hazy, you know.
Because I'm wondering if.
I know.
It's not it's not until you completely control the werewolf's curse that you start to gain some control over it.
Just like the Hulk.
But during the full moon though is when you're most dangerous. It's just over time some werewolves can learn to control it a little bit better, and Wolfsbane just basically puts you in a stupor, makes you less aggressive.
Okay, so it just kind of chills you out a bit.
Yeah,
it's catnip.
Yeah, you just play with little balls stringed.
Play on the ground.
Yep.
I'm wondering if because if the son remembers what he did to his sister, that's why he's not coming home.
Yeah, he let's see here, he points to the north, towards the established woods. But we've been searching for days. Well, we've been searching for weeks, and friend Esmeralda searching the past several days.
I don't know how much we'd be able to assist with that search, but if we do ever run into him, we'll ask him to come home.
It seems you're very persistent. We'll accept any help you give. You're always welcome in our home.
Thank you. And I can't speak for everybody, but I have no intention of telling anybody.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm not going to tell a dang person.
Well, I won't tell anyone either.
Vogelsuch remains silent.
I would require him to talk to somebody.
There's something wrong with your friend. He's very weird.
Yeah, he's like that.
Alright, you are escorted back to cottage. As you get close to Kayla's room, she has the door slightly open. You see her eyes kind of kind of glance out, but then quickly close as she sees her father. But they escort you to Isla's bedroom. There should be enough room for you there if you count the floor as a sleeping spot.
Vogelsuch doesn't take much footprint because, he sleeps standing up, more or less.
Yeah.
Vogelsuch actually think for a bit, and he decides not to go to Kala's room to tell her what happened.
He lied?
I'll tell her when this is over.
So,
I didn't say when.
the bed in this modest bedroom is neatly made, covered with a hand-stitched quilt. A wooden shelf above the desk holds an assortment of curios, a feather, a small rock crystal, and what appears to be a wolf's tooth. A small weapon rack hangs on the wall, currently holding a short sword and a hunting bow with a quiver of arrows beneath it. A round window with simple lace curtains lets in a sliver of natural light, illuminating a hand-drawn map tacked on the wall beside it. It's nighttime, so probably not much light, but...
From another thing, they don't want us to actually use the bed.
What's that? Sorry, you both talked at the same time.
Minerva first.
I was saying I didn't grab the that light spell. So I was gonna say I could have put the light, but I'd have to set something actually on fire now.
Theo has that his rapier can glow now.
Okay, get a flashlight.
Imagine they have like a lantern, a lamp, so.
Otherwise just sitting against the walls and nightlight.
Yeah, I only have a torch. I don't have a lantern. But yeah, they probably do.
Well, everyone, I think we may have found our den of wolves from the prophecy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Ally is not going to be the Abbot.
Irina goes, it's never a dull moment with this group, is there? Thought we would finally have a little break, but we literally are housing with werewolves.
Perhaps we should have gone to Vostolt.
I don't know.
Well, only one of them's a werewolf right now. The other one's run away.
I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted.
I don't fatigue as I have no muscles.
But all your straw's hanging out. You need to be better care of your clothes.
Yes, the curse of straw as it is.
Yep, you almost said it.
But bum.
Vogelsuch will set up his perch post, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do his
Please don't tell me you ram your scythe into their floor.
It's a magical scythe, so it it embeds into the floor. Definitely not if we're on the top floor. I'm not gonna do that.
They just see the handle go through their ceiling. What the hell?
It's like the little girl's like around. She's like, "Oh, Vogelsuch."
Oh nope, he only knocked one time.
Do you believe this Esmeralda is the person we're looking for? It's part of the prophecy.
She is a Vistani and does seem to be alone.
And
apart from the chicken.
Shares a name with the Vistani doll you gave Arabelle.
Thank you for bringing that up. I would have definitely forgot that or not put that together.
It was a long time ago. It was last year.
By the way, it's about the 1-year anniversary of our starting the game.
We're on game 27.
27. I know Probably would have been a little bit further, but we took some breaks and stuff, so.
Yeah.
And had a bi-weekly schedule, so. But before we end it for tonight, VO, do you want to try to open that tome again?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, since
Sorry
we do have a
if I'm like leading you into things, but
no. It's fine. It's like
It's a good reminder.
he said he was going to take a look at that when we had a break anyway.
Yep,
So
exactly.
yeah. In fact, I've been preparing something for this actually, and did I? Yes, I did. But at some point we had a long rest, right?
This is your long rest, but I'll let you, if you need a spell slot, I'll let you cast it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Uh, yeah, I've been preparing this for a little bit. Just haven't had a chance to use it. And plucks a single quiet string on his viola and casts knock on the door, or on the book.
Everybody in the neighborhood wakes up.
All the doors open.
Just slam open
No,
everywhere.
it's a loud bang. It's like, is it 100 feet, 300 feet, or am I? That's.
It didn't say shatter.
Oh, knock makes a noise?
I thought. Yeah.
No.
No?
Knock. It goes knock,
Wrong
knock.
about that. Never mind.
It's just the middle of the night. And
When you
use shatter.
when you cast the spell, a loud knock audible from as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna save that for for the morning then.
I'll let you do it so you can
Okay.
put on her pillow.
I don't see that written though.
Um.
Oh wait, yeah,
At the very bottom.
very last paragraph.
Oh yeah, if I read everything, there it is.
Okay. Yeah, if it's not gonna wake anybody, then I'll cast it. Otherwise, I'll wait till morning.
Yeah, it's Dimitri goes like, what are you doing in there? Give me the whole town
Nothing.
What you doing knocking?
Nothing. Don't come in.
I'm visiting my friend Naki is visiting. Naki the knock. He's got knocks.
open. Naki thought he was banned. We banned him from this place.
Knock and roll.
Yeah, he's knocking and rolling too hard. All night. Knocking all night. But this seems to be a handwritten account by Strahd himself.
I am the ancient. I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior. I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wrath of a god. But the war years, the killing years, burned down my soul, and the wind, as the wind wears stone into sand. He is a horrible writer.
Everyone's a
Way
critic.
way too many metaphors. All goodness slipped from my life. I found my youth and strength gone, and all I had left was death. My army settled in the valley of Barovia and took power over the people in the name of a just God, but with none of a God's grace of justice. I called for my family, long unseated from their ancient thrones, and brought them here to settle in the castle Ravenloft. They came with a younger brother of mine, Sergal. He was handsome
Sergei.
and youthful.
Sergei.
Yeah, Sergei. Sorry, that font looks like an L.
Yep.
I hated him for both. From the families of the valley, one spirit shone above all others, a rare beauty, who was called Perfection, Joy, and Treasure. Her name was Tatiana, and I longed for her to be mine. But Old One was my name to her, Elder and Brother also. Her heart went to Sergei, and they were betrothed. The date was set. With word, she came to me, Brother, but when I looked into her eyes, they reflected another name, Death. It was the death of the aged that she saw in me. She loved her youth and enjoyed it, and I had squandered mine, and so I came to hate death, my death. Okay.
Just let it all out.
Do you want to tag team this, VO?
Yeah, I didn't even know how long this was.
Yeah.
I'll read a couple.
It is a tome.
Well, I thought it was like a Skyrim one where it's just the entire book is just one page.
Yeah. Your entire book is one sentence.
I guess if they're on those scrolls things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take over from here. It's hated my death, right?
Yep.
But I would not be called death so soon. I made a pact with death. On one day, the wedding, I killed Sergei, my brother, and sealed my pact with his blood. Found Tatiana weeping in the garden east of the chapel. She fled from me, and I pursued. Finally, in despair, she flung herself from the walls of Ravenloft, and I watched everything I ever wanted fall from my grasp forever. It was 1,000 feet through the mists. No trace of her was ever found, and not even I know her final fate. Arrows from the castle guards pierced me to my soul, but I did not die, nor did I live. I became undead forever. I have studied much since then. Vampire is my new name. I still lust for life and youth, and I curse the living that took them from me. Even the sun is against me, but little else can harm me now. Even a stake through my heart does not kill me, though it holds me for a moment. But the sword, that cursed sword that Sergei brought, I must dispose of that awful tool. I fear and hate it as much as the sun. Anyone else want to switch in?
Yeah, I got some. No, I got it. I have learned much, too, about this land Barovia, ancient art its ways, ancient beyond the knowledge of the simple folk of the valley. Ancient gods dwelt in the valley long before my coming, and 3 hidden fanes still give tribute to their memories. I visit the swamp fane, the forest fane, and the mountain fane, and claim their power of my own. Their servants now serve me, and thus I have become the land. Since my passage into eternity, I have often hunted for Tatiana. I have even felt her within my grasp, but each time she flees me again. But she cannot run forever, and I have nothing but time. Vogelsuch, you go.
You turn it.
Oh god, I gotta do this in Vogelsuch's voice.
As you pick it up, you're holding it upside down because you probably can't read.
I write now this to crystallize my rage in the face of time's bitter winds. As the chill of the grave grips my heart, I feel all that I was leave me, the death of the man and the birth of the immortal. Yet this memory shall persevere, a scion of that righteous fury. I shall bury the past and so begin anew. I now reside far.
Adiz grabs the book. Irina will take the book and read the last paragraph. I now reside far below Ravenloft. I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle of despair. I have abandoned the riches of my conquest beneath the toll of the belfry, sealed behind as a reminder of the treasure I once lost. Yet one day I shall rise again from the ashes of my glory and reclaim what is rightfully mine.
The end.
No, there's more stuff in the book too. Let me see here.
Oh, that explains a lot of stuff.
That would have been useful to know a lot earlier.
Are we going to pillage his belfry?
The pages following the legible text are filled with diagrams, equations, and thousands of strange symbols. The symbols are not written language, but they appear to be a cipher, and it seems to be impossible to read without the without the key, the cipher key.
Comprehend languages doesn't work on that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Several diagrams appear to depict a large crystalline human heart, while others depict circles of standing stones. They look like some of the standing monoliths that you've seen around Barovia, especially around the I think you found one around the windmill, near the windmill.
Yeah.
And near the windmill on the way to the winery.
Well, that was just a monument, but this is like the Stonehenge monoliths. You find numerous annotations referencing a individual named Exander. Put that in the Xander.
Or is there actually
Exander?
It really is Exathanter.
Exathanter. And when you see several instances of his name, and you see it's usually accompanied by a symbol, a thick bordered equilateral triangle containing a inverted equilateral triangle, which in turn contain a vertical wavy line. Might have a picture of that, but I will look for it.
I could just draw one up.
I just don't want to give a spoiler if this picture.
This is my interpretation of it. It kind of looks like a warning sign. Let's see what we got, Steph.
Thank you.
It's not a whole lot to it. It's awkwardly cropped.
That's okay.
I badly drew one over Dimitri.
See the picture of it somewhere.
Oh, it's a Triforce. It's an evil Triforce.
That line could have been wavier, but I was using a very thick pencil and I drew it really tiny.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yeah. Fun, you just drew a bunny.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Because there's a vertical wavy line.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
See if anyone.
This thing seems to have quite a few treasures in it. Most of the... It sounds like he's pretty much immune to most of the usual vampire stuff I've heard of.
But we can stun him with a stake and a heart. But then we have to definitely slash him with that sword.
Yeah, that,
Even if he's staked, one of his servants can just remove it. Doesn't kill him.
That's a stun move.
Alright.
Stop.
Now, I'm assuming it's referring to that weapon of vengeance. The sword of sunlight the prophecy mentioned.
Sergei's sword.
We need to find those amber doors, wherever that is.
Her hand go over the symbol next to Xander's name. This is an amber ink.
Coincidence or connection?
Oh, it rips open page.
Tatiana.
Have you ever heard that name before?
Me as the DM is trying to remember something.
Wasn't that on the bracelet?
Yeah.
The one that was
Wait,
Joey
really?
kept trying to get us to sell.
She goes, yeah. I was just trying to remember exactly. Yeah, she. Do you still have my bracelet?
Oh, right. Fishes it out.
Why didn't you sell it like I asked? You could have been helpful.
Nobody has any money around here. Sorry, that's Mark peeking in there.
It was too important for you at some point.
I told you I have no sentimental value. Could have been 100 gold pieces in your pocket right now, right here. Cold hard cash.
We can sell it afterwards.
I buy used silver and gold.
Yeah, do you see? Blinksy has a buy gold side business. Do you know that?
Oh no, Blinkskis. I sell your gold in a Blinkskis of an eye.
He's running he has a pawn shop, TV show. Oh, I don't know. I can maybe give you 20 gold pieces. Let me call an expert. I have a friend in town.
Oh no. We're gonna set up so video games are much more expensive to buy and create a fake system for rating them.
Oh, that's a Blinkski's fault. But yes.
Oh no.
Inscribed inside the bracelet, in common, says, Tatiana, may you find your path, and may you find light even in the darkness the darkest of places. Mother and father. Strahd desired this Tatiana woman. She threw herself from Ravenloft's towers after he killed his own brother.
Several hundred years ago.
It says that he pursued her several times over the years after her death.
Yeah, I assume that was a metaphor, like refusing to accept she died.
Well, also, him himself being undead, he might feel that maybe she didn't necessarily die either.
Perhaps she came back as an undead, like many have before.
She, looking up thing.
What was that?
Sorry, I was somewhat. She says, Father Donovish said that souls have trouble leaving the mist. He theorized that sometimes souls may find their way back, be born anew. She's staring at the bracelet.
That could be proven right after what Kala said.
This is the bracelet I found by the lake. She stares back up. Closes the book. Hands it back to you, Vio.
Takes it.
Please, sell this silly bracelet. And she hands back the bracelet to whoever handed it to her.
Vio will take it and pocket it. Sure. Eventually.
Without asking, she'll just take the bed.
No, what? She deserves it after that.
And that, we'll call it for the night.
Woohoo!
Take a proper long rest.
Proper long rest.
Alright, click the button.
Click the button 5 times.
I can do it. I can do
Just
it.
to make sure it works.
I can do it 9 times.
That's actually, it's easy to forget, but you actually only regain half of your hit die. On a long
Half
rest.
of your total
hit die, yeah.
So really, it's possible to not have all your hit dice back until the second long rest. You would need to take 2 in a row.
Although I think they might have changed that in the new rules.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. You get everything back now.
So that means...
Now, that doesn't fully make sense if, like, you could sit around for an hour and get all of them back, but if only
long
half
rest.
after 8.
Long rest, yeah.
But also, like, the idea of healing from, like, getting your arm almost severed after a good night's sleep also doesn't make too much sense.
It's your hit dice, not your hit points.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Your
you
hit
do.
dice.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
You do regain your hit points on a long rest, but your hit die that you use during short rest, you only get half of them back during a long rest.
Right.
But don't worry about that. D&D Beyond does it automatically.
Yep.
So I kind of like, I know in Starfinder, I don't know if Pathfinder's like that, but you only regain a few hit points during rest. Hey, but anyway, that is Roll Call for Night.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's fun.
Vogelsuch got to appropriately be the adult in the room.
And it not be weird.
That was a nice surprise. Yeah.
You got to have to hang around a little kid.
I was like,
I mean, that's a little weird, but like.
he's like, oh, I'm supposed to heard my daughter speak the whole time. I'm like, Vogelsuch is so good with kids.
He'll make an excellent father.
Some may even call me.
I like how he started to pick up that the family might be werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because after re-going over the tarot thing about the Den of Wolves, and then you're like, oh, there's moon insignia all over
Yeah.
the table. As soon as you said that, I'm like, pretty sure this is the Den of Wolves, but then the shackles in the basement that are silver kind of sold it.
Well, even when
I
Vega came from the basement, I'm like, oh, it's the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd missed the info about having a brother, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah, it's something that they don't really bring up because they're private. But like, it's not a secret. Like the brother went missing. Yeah.
And it's just nobody knows why.
It's nice to have like nice people. You know, when you visit
But
the
they're
Burgomaster.
werewolves and have caused people to have problems among themselves, and they
Yeah.
are now going to feel a flesh golem. Kind of feel like their heart's in the right place, but their heart is going to the wrong place.
Yeah.
The heart's is in the right place until it gets into the golem.
Into the golem.
If Irina wasn't around, I was going to say something along the lines of all of the ruling class of Barovia, you guys seem like the nicest one so far.
Out of all the Burgomasters.
And they do seem the nicest and least insane of most of the NPCs we've met.
They literally don't leave town during a full moon. That's kind of the safest thing to do.
Oh, they don't leave. They don't leave ever.
Yep.
And some of they're intelligent too.
Like I know. Like he said, like he visited other places, but he is the Burgomaster, so it's a little.
Yeah.
Like a little.
It was also
you
while
can-
Strahd was asleep, so it was a lot less dangerous.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
I had fun.
Joey, have a good one, everybody. I'm gonna
We
jump
learned a
off.
lot.
Yeah.
We read a book.
Actually, didn't know if we would get through that section, so glad we did.
And how much will we remember next time?
So this is a plan ahead. Do you plan on going to the Abbey the following morning, or are you going to go to Argvostholt?
Ooh.
Is the Abbey is
It's right
further
there.
away?
It's in town.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah. Well, if it's in town, yeah, we'll just go
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Make sure.
And we can at least step in and check to see what's going on. See if there's like an alternate that we can do to get so she doesn't have to get rid of her heart. Maybe
Also-
tell him.
Isn't Esmeralda staying at the inn as well?
At one point she was
the
anyway.
Abbey.
She might not be.
Oh, okay. Because then we could have asked her, like, how goes the hunt? But